Hey guys, it's Kurt from MinHub. I hope you're having a great summer. I hope it's kicking off well, unless you're down under and then, well, I guess your summer is long gone. But you may or may not have seen the update that I posted a couple weeks ago about Android and Sync and just kind of the demo of showing what's happening there. Since then, I've gotten quite a few questions, so I just wanted to make a video, kind of update what's going on right now, and just so you guys can see what's kind of be coming in the next few weeks. Pretty excited about it. So here this is for you guys. So when we first built MinHub, it actually wasn't even called MinHub, and when we launched in August of 2014, there was no way to sync your data between devices. The whole database was only on one device. We found a backend that's supposed to just work and would use iCloud to sync the data between multiple devices. But this wasn't ideal because it meant that it was basically only tied to the youth pastor's device and their email address, because it's not very likely that you would sync other leaders' devices with your iCloud account. But then, using the same backend in a way that it had evolved slightly, we were able to change over to syncing with Dropbox. And this allowed us to sync with other iOS devices, but even then it was definitely less than reliable, and our solution that was supposed to just work turned out to not work as well as we had hoped. So over the last year, we've been working on all kinds of stuff. Started down a lot of different roads, had to switch gears a lot, but we never would have written it this way, but here we are, and we're getting really close to finishing this. So this is what's going on. So the files in MinHub on iOS are essentially stored in this thing called core data. There is some code that sends copies to be stored in Dropbox. It wasn't Dropbox exactly. Dropbox is just a container that stores these core data files. So it sends that to your Dropbox folder, and then when it's connected, it tries to pull out any changes in files or new files from other devices that it can find. In the meantime, while this is all going on, Dropbox decided to upgrade their API. So an API is like the middleman between two apps that make them work together. So all that means is that Dropbox decided that there's a better way for apps to communicate with Dropbox, out with the old, in with the new, but it's going to break the old way. So a lot of you have seen that warning come up on the Dropbox website when you go to log in and turn on sync on a new device. This old Dropbox middleman API thing, it turns off on June 28th. That's really soon. So we could spend time to do upgrade work to the old app to get it to version 2. But that wouldn't help for long. Because see, while we were engineering how to structure Android and make sure that it all synced together with iOS, it became clear quickly that this was never going to happen with the software we were using that went through Dropbox, because Android can't use core data. So sometime in the next few weeks, probably very close to that June 28th date, if you're on an Android device, you will be able to purchase MinHub Youth for the first time in the Google Play Store or the Kindle Fire Store and download it and use it straight away. If you're on iOS, you'll get an update through the App Store. So as you update to the new version, you'll have a data migration that moves your data out of the old file types and into a new one on your device. And to get that data onto all of your devices and the devices of all your leaders in your ministry, we are introducing our new featured backend called MinHub Sync. You have the option as a youth pastor to set up a new syncing account for your church at minhubsync.com. And that will get all of the Android and iOS devices in your ministry syncing. So as a youth pastor, you'll go and set up an account like this at minhubsync.com. This comes with a free 30-day trial, so you can test it out, make sure that the sync meets your needs for your ministry, make sure it's reliable, make sure all that stuff is good for you guys. Then after that, it's $8 per month, but that's for your church's youth ministry. So you'll pay the $8 a month as a youth pastor or from the church budget, and none of your leaders will have to pay that. Or you can opt to pay for a year of syncing, and then you get 2 months for free every year. It's only $80. Anyway, so you'll have an account at minhubsync.com. But when you log in through the app, almost exactly like you did with Dropbox, you'll get this screen where you get to create a ministry username and a ministry password. This way, when you add a new leader to your ministry, they just get the app and you can give them your ministry username and ministry password, and they will click through like this. So they get the app, they install it, it says, is MinHub being used on other devices at your church? Yes. Are you the youth pastor? No. So the ministry username, password. All right, so they put in the ministry username that you gave them, the password that you gave them, done, they're in. And they will start downloading data and get into set up their profile, and they're off. Because we kept our billing account separate from the syncing account, it seriously simplified this process. So it'll be a lot easier just to give them a ministry username and a password, and they're able to connect their device themselves. So we're super excited to wrap this up, finish this last mile, and then we get to go and build all the features that we have this back list of all this stuff, this backlog that of all the stuff that we get to build for you guys. And so we're really excited. There will be a lot of updates in July and August, and so just look for this coming out really soon. If you're not already on the email list, sign up at minhubapp.com/getupdates. We're going to email that list first about the updates as soon as they're ready. So make sure you get on there, and we will talk to you soon.